Have you ever wondered if that old coin in your pocket or collection could be worth a fortune? Some rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, making them some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable coins and what makes them worth so much. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. First up, the 1943 Lincoln Steel penny. This particular penny is a bit special because it doesn't have a mint mark, making it slightly different from other pennies of the same year. If you've got one of these in your collection or are just curious about its value, stick around. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about this penny and what it's worth in today's market. Let's get started. The 1943 Lincoln Steel penny is one of the most unique coins ever minted by the U.S. Mint. Why? Well, during World War II, the U.S. faced a severe copper shortage, which led the mint to produce pennies from steel instead of the usual copper. This makes the 1943 steel penny stand out because, as most collectors know, it has a silver-gray color instead of the familiar coppery tone. Now, let's talk about the version we're focusing on today, the 1943 Lincoln Steel penny without a mint mark. In 1943, pennies were minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco coins had their respective D and S mint marks. The 1943 steel pennies minted in Philadelphia, like the one we're discussing today, are often the most commonly found. But don't let that fool you. While these coins might seem easy to overlook, they still carry some value, especially in certain conditions. When it comes to the value of a coin, condition is everything. And with the 1943 steel penny, fine condition means the coin has some wear, but the details are still legible. The overall design is still visible, but Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse may show moderate wear. It's not in mint condition, but it's still in a very collectible state. So, how much is the 1943 Lincoln Steel penny without a mint mark worth in today's market? Well, in fine condition, you can expect this penny to be worth anywhere from 50 cents to $1.50, depending on factors like demand, rarity, and specific coin characteristics. While this penny isn't one of the highest valued coins on the market, it still holds some worth, especially for collectors looking to complete a set of 1943 steel pennies. The lack of a mint mark on this coin makes it a bit more common than those minted in Denver or San Francisco, but it's still a coin that has maintained its historical importance. It's also worth noting that if you find a 1943 steel penny in better condition, such as very fine or extremely fine, its value can increase significantly, sometimes reaching $150 to $180 or more, depending on the coin's overall quality and any unique characteristics. So, why is the 1943 steel penny so special? Well, as we mentioned earlier, it was produced during World War II, when the U.S. faced copper shortages. The U.S. Mint had to get creative and use steel instead, which led to this distinctive penny. The steel composition not only gives the coin its unique look, but also makes it a symbol of wartime ingenuity. The 1943 steel penny is a reminder of the challenges the country faced during that era, and it's part of a coin series that captures a pivotal moment in American history. Up, we explore the stories and values behind some of America's most iconic coins. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the 1948 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in fine condition. We'll take a close look at what makes this penny special, what without mint mark means, what fine condition entails, and of course, what it's worth in today's market. Let's dive in. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909, celebrating Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, and it quickly became a beloved staple in American coinage. Featuring Lincoln's iconic profile on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back, this design remained in circulation until 1958 and is treasured by collectors for its timeless look. The 1948 penny without a mint mark means it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically did not add mint marks to its coins during this period. Philadelphia pennies are often the most common, but that doesn't mean they lack collectible value. Now, let's talk about what fine condition means. A coin graded as fine shows moderate to considerable wear, but still retains clear and recognizable details. For a 1948 penny in fine condition, Lincoln's hair and beard are worn but still visible, and the wheat stalks on the reverse show some wear but are intact. Fine condition coins are often the sweet spot for collectors who want coins that show character and history without being overly worn or damaged. So, how much is a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark worth in fine condition? On today's market, these coins generally fetch between 50 cents and $2, depending on overall appearance and market demand. For comparison, pennies in good condition might be valued around 20 to 50 cents, while those in higher grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, can sell for between $2 and $10. Uncirculated coins from 1948 are rarer and can command even higher prices. The late 1940s marked a post-World War II era of growth in the United States, and the Philadelphia Mint was busy producing millions of pennies to fuel everyday commerce. The 1948 Lincoln wheat penny is a small but meaningful piece of that post-war American story. If you own a 1948 wheat penny, or any wheat penny for that matter, it's important to preserve its condition. Avoid cleaning or polishing your coins harshly, store them in protective holders, and keep them in a cool, dry place to maintain their value over time. Next up, the 1919 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, minted in Philadelphia without mint mark. This penny, especially when found in a black-shaded, dirty condition, tells a unique story of time and history. But what is it really worth in today's market? That's exactly what we'll explore, so stick with me. First, a little history. The Lincoln wheat penny was introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, a major shift in coin design. The wheat ears on the reverse symbolize prosperity. The 1919 penny, struck in Philadelphia, carries no mint mark. This means it was produced at the main U.S. Mint facility. 1919 was a post-World War I year, and the U.S. was in a period of transition. These coins were circulated heavily, often in pocket change, and many of them show signs of that extensive use. You might be wondering, what exactly does black shade mean for a coin? Over time, pennies that have been exposed to moisture, dirt, oils, or even certain chemicals can develop a dark patina or black toning. This doesn't necessarily harm the coin in some cases. It adds character, but it does affect how collectors grade the coin. Now, dirty condition refers to coins that haven't been cleaned or preserved carefully. Dirt, grime, and corrosion can build up, making the coin look less attractive and obscuring some details. But keep in mind, even dirty pennies can have value, especially when they're older or rarer. Why so modest? Because these pennies were minted in very high numbers, over 100 million, making them relatively common. Plus, condition is king in coin collecting. Heavily worn and dirty coins generally have lower market values. Just for perspective, the 1919 penny also came with mint marks from Denver D and San Francisco S. Those with mint marks can be worth slightly more in similar conditions, but the Philadelphia no mint mark penny is still a staple for collectors due to its sheer availability. If you ever come across a 1919S or 1919D in better condition, those could fetch prices from a few dollars to $500 or more, depending on the grade. A quick word of caution. If you find a dirty blackened penny, do not try to clean it aggressively with harsh chemicals or scrubbing. This can damage the coin and dramatically reduce its value. Instead, if you want to gently improve its appearance, soak the coin in distilled water for a few hours and then pat it dry carefully. If you're serious about collecting, keep the coin as is and consider having it professionally graded. Why do collectors love the 1919 Lincoln wheat? Penny aside, from Abraham Lincoln's enduring popularity, these pennies are a tangible connection to early 20th century America. Each coin is a small piece of history that survived more than 100 years in circulation. Even in dirty condition, these pennies are affordable entry points for new collectors, and they offer the thrill of potentially discovering a hidden gem. So, to sum it up, a 1919 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, black shade, and dirty condition is worth about $730 to $900 today. It may not make you rich overnight, but it's a valuable piece of history that every coin collector should know about. Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny with an S mint mark, featuring a distinctive black color shade and in bad condition. We'll talk about what makes this coin special, the impact of its condition on value, and what you can expect if you have one in your collection. Let's jump right in. The 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a popular coin from the World War II era, minted at the San Francisco Mint, indicated by the S mint mark below the date. These coins were produced in large numbers to support the war effort and everyday commerce. This particular penny has a black color shade, which can be caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or simply aging over time. While some collectors prize unique toning, heavy darkening, combined with a bad or poor condition, generally means the coin has significant wear, corrosion, or damage. In coin grading terms, bad condition means the coin is heavily worn. The date and mint mark might still be visible, but are often faint or partially obscured. The design details like Lincoln's face or the wheat stalks are mostly worn smooth or barely visible. Unfortunately, this condition lowers the coin's market value. While coins in better condition can be worth several dollars or more, pennies in bad condition are typically valued mostly for their copper content or as nostalgic keepsakes rather than high-value collectibles. So, what is the value of a 1944 S Mint Lincoln Wheat penny in bad condition with black toning? In today's market, these coins generally sell for about 10 to 50 cents. The exact price depends on the coin's legibility and overall eye appeal. The 1944 penny is an interesting coin historically, minted during the height of World War II. While the famous 1943 steel penny was produced due to copper shortages, the 1944 pennies returned to copper composition, making them more familiar and sought after by collectors. If you have coins like this one, try to store them properly in a dry, stable environment, and avoid cleaning them harshly. Cleaning can further damage a coin and reduce its value. To sum up, a 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny with an S mint mark in bad condition, and black shade isn't worth a lot in today's market, typically ranging from 10 to 50 cents. However, it still holds a piece of American history and can be a meaningful addition to your collection. Next up, the 1911 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny. But there's a catch. Today, we'll be focusing on the 1911 penny without a mint mark and what its value looks like in today's market even if it's in dirty condition. So, let's jump right into it. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The Lincoln Wheat penny, introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It features a profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, which is why it's called the Wheat penny. Now, the 1911 Wheat penny specifically stands out among the other years because it's one of the more common ones. That means, compared to rarer years, there are a lot of these coins floating around. But here's the interesting part when it comes to determining the value of a coin. Its condition matters a lot. When we talk about a dirty coin, we're not referring to a coin that's been intentionally harmed or altered, but rather one that's been through the test of time exposed to dirt, grime, and even rust. And while cleaning your coins is typically a no-no in the collecting world, sometimes it's hard to avoid this condition, especially when dealing with a coin that's seen a lot of use. So, how much is a 1911 penny without a mint mark worth today in dirty condition? Well, here's the thing. While dirty pennies may not be fetching top dollar, their value can still surprise you. In today's market, a 1911 Lincoln Wheat penny in poor or dirty condition can be worth around $80 to $90. You might be thinking, that's not much. But remember, coin collecting is all about rarity and demand. Now, if we're talking about higher grades like good or very fine, that value can increase. But in a dirty, well-worn condition, don't expect more than a couple bucks for your penny. The real kicker is if you find one in mint condition or uncirculated, it could fetch up to $115 to $120 or even more depending on the market at the time. But remember, if it's dirty, don't expect those top-tier prices. While the 1911 without a mint mark is not as valuable as rarer coins like the 1909 SVDB, it's still a neat piece of history that many collectors love to hold on to. If you come across one of these in your change, Don't immediately write it off as worthless just because it looks worn or dirty. There could be hidden value there, especially if it's a rare variety or has unique characteristics. To wrap things up, the value of a 1911 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty condition typically hovers around $200. But if you find a cleaner, higher grade example, you could be looking at a much higher return on your investment. If you're serious about coin collecting, even the dirtier pennies can still be a cool addition to your collection. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1951 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny with an S mint mark, struck at the San Francisco Mint. We'll explore what makes this coin special, what the S mint mark means, why very fine condition matters, and, importantly, what this penny is worth in today's market. Let's get started. The Lincoln Wheat penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it features his famous profile on the front and two wheat stalks on the back representing prosperity and growth. The S mint mark indicates this penny was produced at the San Francisco Mint, a facility well known for minting coins with great detail and quality. This mint mark adds a layer of collectability to the coin, distinguishing it from those minted in Philadelphia or Denver. Now, what does very fine mean when it comes to grading coins? A very fine coin shows moderate wear on the highest points, but retains sharp details throughout the design. For the 1951 penny, this means Lincoln's hairlines, beard, and facial features are clear, as are the wheat stalks on the reverse coins. In very fine condition strike a great balance. They show some wear from circulation, but still maintain much of their original detail and eye appeal, making them popular among collectors. So what is the value of a 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny with the S mint mark in very fine condition? On today's market, these coins typically sell between $1.50 and $5, depending on their overall eye appeal, luster, and collector demand. For context, pennies in fine condition might be worth around 75 cents to $2, while extremely fine examples can reach $5 to $10. Uncirculated coins which show no signs of wear can fetch even higher prices. The early 1950s was a time of growth and prosperity in the United States, and the San Francisco Mint was hard at work producing coins to meet the needs of a booming economy. The 1951 penny captures a snapshot of this era. If you own a 1951 wheat penny or any coin from this series, proper care is key. Avoid harsh cleaning, keep coins in protective holders, and store them in a dry, stable environment to preserve their condition and value. Next up, the 1920 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark, in red color shade, and in very fine condition. Stick around as we explore what makes this coin special and how much it's worth in today's market. So, let's start with the basics. The 1920 Lincoln Wheat penny is a key piece in the collection for many numismatists. What makes this particular coin stand out even more is its red color shade and very fine condition. You see, the red color is often an indicator of a coin that hasn't been exposed to too much wear or environmental damage, which is a big plus for collectors. The term very fine means the coin has minimal wear, but still shows some signs of circulation. You'll notice the details on Lincoln's portrait, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side are still clearly visible, which is exactly what makes it so valuable. Coins with this kind of detail are much more sought after than those in poor condition. Now, the big question, how much is this coin worth today? Well, the 1920 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in red color shade, in very fine condition, can be valued anywhere from $10,000, depending on the market and the demand at the time of sale. There are a few factors that affect the price of this coin. First, its condition. A coin that's in better shape will always fetch a higher price. Second, the red color shade adds a premium, as coins with vibrant original color are considered more desirable by collectors. Lastly, market demand plays a huge role. If more people are looking for this particular year and condition, the value can rise. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1920 wheat penny, there are several options. Online auctions, such as eBay or specialized coin sites, can be great places to check current pricing trends. Local coin shops are also worth visiting, as they can give you a solid estimate of its value based on their expertise. So, if you're lucky enough to own a 1920 Lincoln Wheat Penny in very fine condition with a red color shade, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on its value. And if you're a collector, this coin could be a great addition to your collection. Next up, where we uncover the stories and values behind America's most iconic coins. Today, we're focusing on the 1946 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny with the S Mint mark struck at the San Francisco Mint in good condition. We'll explore what makes this coin special, explain what the mint mark means, discuss its good condition grading, and reveal its current value in today's market. Let's dive right in. The Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most beloved coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this penny features his iconic profile on the obverse and two wheat stalks framing the reverse. The 1946 penny carries on this classic design tradition. The S Mint mark stands for the San Francisco Mint, which produced millions of coins for circulation and collectors alike. Unlike the Philadelphia Mint, which often produced coins without a mint mark, the San Francisco Mint always added an S during this period, making it easy to identify. Now, let's talk about what good condition means. A coin graded good shows heavy wear, but the main features remain visible. For a 1946 penny in good condition, you'll still be able to see Lincoln's profile and the date clearly, although finer details like the hair and wheat stalks will be worn down. Good condition coins are often the most affordable way for beginners to start collecting, as they carry the historical value and charm without commanding premium prices. So, how much is a 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the S Mint mark worth in good condition? On today's market, these coins typically sell between 50 cents and $1.50, depending on overall condition and collector interest. For context, pennies in fine or very fine condition can fetch between $2 and $5, while uncirculated examples can be valued much higher. The San Francisco Mint, established in 1854, has a rich history of producing coins for collectors and circulation. The 1946 penny came just after World War II, during a time of economic growth and renewal in the United States. If you have a 1946 wheat penny, it's important to take care of it to preserve its value. Avoid harsh cleaning. Store coins in protective holders and keep them away from moisture and extreme temperatures. To wrap up, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny with the S Mint mark in good condition is a wonderful collectible, typically worth between 50 cents and $1.50 today. Whether you're starting out or expanding your collection, this coin is a meaningful piece of American history. Next up, the 1929 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny, specifically the one without mint mark, in good condition. If you're a penny collector or just curious about old coins, this video is for you. Let's start with some background. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait, and the wheat stalks on the reverse made this design unique and beloved by collectors. The 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark. Philadelphia coins from this era usually don't have any mint mark, unlike those from Denver or San Francisco. So how do you identify a 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark? It's actually pretty straightforward. Look at the obverse, or front side, of the coin. You'll see 1929 clearly stamped near the bottom right of Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Below the date, if there is no letter, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. This helps collectors differentiate between different mint origins. Now, let's talk about the condition good condition to be specific. In coin grading terms, good means the coin shows significant wear, but the main details like Lincoln's profile, the date, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are still visible. On a 1929 wheat penny in good condition, Lincoln's features will be softened but recognizable, and the words 1 cent and United States of America on the reverse will still be readable, even if not sharply defined. Currently, these coins typically sell for anywhere between 50 cents and $2, depending on the exact quality and the buyer's interest. While it's not an extremely rare coin, its age and historical significance keep it popular among collectors. If you find a 1929 penny in better condition, say very fine or uncirculated, It could fetch a much higher price, sometimes up to $30 or more. Why do collectors love the 1929 wheat penny, even though it's relatively common? It's all about history and completing the Lincoln wheat penny collection. Many collectors aim to complete a full set from 1909 to 1958, and the 1929 penny is a key piece in that puzzle. Plus, owning a coin minted during the pre-Depression era connects you to a significant part of American history. Avoid cleaning your coin with abrasive materials. This can damage the surface and reduce value. Instead, store it in a protective holder or coin album, away from moisture and direct sunlight. So, to recap, the 1929 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in good condition is a valuable piece of American numismatic history. Next up, the 1939 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark, minted in San Francisco in fine condition. We'll explore its historical background, what the S mint mark means, details about the coin's grading, and of course its value in today's market. Let's get started. The Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most beloved and recognizable coins in the United States. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this penny features his iconic portrait on the front and two wheat stalks framing the reverse, symbolizing prosperity. The S mint mark on this penny indicates it was minted at the San Francisco Mint. During this period, the San Francisco Mint produced many coins, and the S mark helps collectors identify their origin, which is important for determining rarity and value. Now, what exactly does fine condition mean? In coin collecting, a fine grade means the coin shows moderate wear but still retains clear major details. For this 1939 penny, Lincoln's hair and beard will show some smoothing, but his profile remains distinct. On the reverse, the wheat stalks will be worn but still visible. Fine condition coins strike a balance. They have seen some circulation, yet they still preserve a good amount of their original design and charm. Many collectors aim to find coins in at least this condition to add meaningful examples to their collections. So, what is the value of a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with the S mint mark in fine condition? In today's market, these coins typically sell for between $2 and $6. The exact price depends on factors like eye appeal, overall wear, and demand from collectors. For context, pennies in good condition might be worth around $1 or less, while those in very fine condition can command $500 to $800. Uncirculated examples which show no signs of wear are much rarer and can fetch $1,000 or more. The late 1930s were a fascinating time in American history, as the country was emerging from the Great Depression and on the brink of World War II. The San Francisco Mint played a key role in producing coins that circulated throughout the western United States. If you're lucky enough to own a 1939 wheat penny or other coins from this era, be sure to care for them properly. Avoid harsh cleaning or polishing, store your coins in protective holders, and keep them in a stable, dry environment to maintain their value.